Today, I want to explain the only reason as to why the shorts haven't yet been liquidated. Now, the answer obviously is manipulation, but I want to tell you just how deep that manipulation runs and just how blatant it's become, but explain why AMC will still squeeze regardless. So stay tuned and let's make some money. And now I'll dive straight in with the key information. So, as Frank tweeted, he said a firm being investigated by the Department of Justice for short-selling manipulation has increased its AMC put position by 18,000%. And he said, yes, you did read that 18,000% correctly, and you can even check it out for yourself here. So if we search for Anson Funds Management, they do have a disclosed AMC put position of 3.9 million shares worth of put options. And that is a recent increase of 18,000% on their AMC put position. Now also remember, this is just their legally disclosed put position and doesn't include any of those synthetic shares they've likely sold into the market. But let's also talk about who Anson Funds Management actually is, how we know they're manipulating stocks like AMC, and why they've been allowed to increase their put position. Now, this article from Bloomberg says a hedge fund with a 45% return has been drawn into the Department of Justice probe of short sellers. It says Anson Funds has been growing rapidly from its base in Toronto, Canada, and it's among firms that have received a subpoena in the broad US probe of short sellers. So it says far off the hedge fund world's usual map is a small firm in Toronto, filling out the second floor of a tiny brown office tower just above a pizzeria. And from that office above the pizza shop, Anson Funds and its 41-year-old leader have been posting returns that are multiples the industry norm. And as a result, they found themselves on the receiving end of a US Department of Justice inquiry examining the tactics used by short sellers. It says Anson Funds has more than tripled its assets under management beyond $1.5 billion. In each of the past 2 years, it's posted returns of around 45%. Now, this article was written at the end of 2022, so for 2021 and 2022, they posted returns of 45% per year. Now, considering Anson Funds as a short seller, I wonder which kind of stocks dropped in 2021 and 2022 by 45% in both years. I personally don't know what's more crazy, the fact that it took the Department of Justice this long to investigate a hedge fund positioned above a pizza shop for industry-breaking returns, or the fact they're still allowed to increase their short positions. If Anson Funds is beating out the returns of those giants like JP Chase, Goldman Sachs, and even smaller hedge funds or more prestigious hedge funds and institutions, it's no wonder they must be doing something illegal. And it's absolutely crazy their fund has not yet been shut down, or at least put on pause, where they cannot increase their illegal put positions. On top of that, Frank added, saying I should add that Anson Funds is connected to Andrew Left, the short seller heading up Citadel Research. Andrew Left, you may remember, is now living in fear of the feds and pretty much everyone else, and has even wound down his fund and Twitter page. On top of that, Andrew Left is also connected to other known short sellers, for example, Mark Kohrs. The reason why these hedge funds and market makers have not yet been liquidated is due to the blatant manipulation and the fact this blatant manipulation is being allowed. Guys, you can currently get a guaranteed free share of Tesla, a $50 cash reward, and up to 15 free shares on top of that, which you could always use to buy more shares of AMC, GameStop, or of Ape. All you have to do is sign up to MooMoo using the link in the description below and make the required temporary deposit. MooMoo is free to sign up, it just requires that qualifying temporary deposit, and it's a really great way to help support my channel and to help support me as well. But on top of that, MooMoo is also very easy to use. They've got tons of technical indicators, advanced charting tools, and their own options trading platform. Now, on top of that, Biotech Moose has added, saying Ape was created solely to raise capital, but hedge funds drove the price down to prevent it. Adam Aron didn't sell $1 billion, $2 billion, 3, 4, or 5 billion more Ape shares for only $1 per share each, because he doesn't want to dilute the AMC shareholders too significantly. That's why he enacted the conversion and reverse split, so he only had to issue 25 million shares instead to raise a significant portion of cash. But that's why post-conversion the shorts must continue attack AMC to prevent any capital being raised, or to try and increase the amount of dilution that Adam Aron must do to raise cash. For example, the shorts don't want Adam Aron paying off all of his debt only by issuing just 25 million shares. If Adam Aron pays down that debt and AMC is not diluted significantly at all, the shorts are stuck, the short thesis is over, and it's game over for the shorts. And therefore the shorts are thinking their only way to escape is to force Adam Aron to issue 500 million new shares so the shorts can escape their synthetic short positions. And to do that they have to push the price down far enough so that Adam Aron can only raise the cash to pay off that debt by diluting AMC shareholders massively. MooMoo said unless the hedge funds continue to massively distort AMC's price, they will lose. We know the shorts are trapped, the shorts know they're trapped. They know their only way to escape isn't by buying our shares because we won't sell them for cheap. It's if Adam Aron springs them from their trap by diluting AMC shareholders massively with 500 million shares. But obviously, as evidenced, Adam Aron does not want to do that and only wants to issue 25 million shares. That's why they're trying to push the price down further so Adam Aron is forced to issue more shares. Now, I personally think this is also a losing strategy for the shorts because the way AMC has been going over the last few months, aka turning profitable, it means Adam Aron will not have to sell shares to pay down that debt. The more profitable AMC becomes in Q3, Q4 and next year as well, Adam Aron can very easily use that profit or the cash generated from that profit to pay down the debt. And that way it really is game over for the shorts because then AMC will have paid down its debt and will not have issued any more shares and there won't be any more shareholder dilution. On top of that, Troy has pointed out even more blatant manipulation. He said shares on loan breaking new records every day this week, which is good for a squeeze play. We now have over 211 million shares out on loan and likely shorted against AMC. That's nearly half of the entire AMC float currently lent out and shorted. In fact, the exact percentage is now over 40% of the float currently lent out. The fact that over 40% of the float is being legally disclosed as being lent out is just absolutely mind-blowing. Just think about how much of the float is really sold short when you include the amount shorted through total return swaps, synthetic shares, and through the legally disclosed short interest too. On top of that, the French AMC Ape has also pointed out even more manipulation with this morning's pre-market trading. He's tweeted saying there is no articles to justify these dumps in both AMC and Ape. Both AMC and Ape have crashed massively over the last few days. Obviously, as I've explained previously, the price really doesn't matter until either squeeze or bankruptcy, but he says, I wonder why the shorts are trying to force AMC down so much. Clearly, the shorts are desperate to push AMC down so that Adam Aron cannot raise money to pay down that debt through very minimal dilution. As I've said, they want Adam Aron to dilute to the max so they can escape their short positions, which obviously Adam Aron is not prepared to do. Now, the reason why I know AMC will still squeeze is because of this very interesting tweet from Stonks Batman that I've just studied in closer detail. Stonks Batman pointed out saying that Volkswagen dropped 6 days in a row before popping. He said obviously Volkswagen is a different stock and it was moving up overall prior to the squeeze, but it's very interesting to know. We can see the price of Volkswagen was moving up pretty significantly in the weeks prior to the squeeze. But what then happened was really fascinating. That entire gain was manipulated back downwards in just 6 trading days. The entire run Volkswagen had for months beforehand was manipulated down in just a few trading sessions. But even though that price was manipulated downwards and the entire gain was removed, that still did not stop the squeeze. What this chart is basically saying is that even though AMC was manipulated down from $70 per share to just $4 or $5 per share combined pre-split, that doesn't matter and it does not mean the shorts have escaped. If you cover half your screen here where the squeeze happens, you may look at this chart and say, wow, the shorts escaped. They manipulated the price down and nothing happened. They got out alive, right? But then when you take your hand away, you can see even though the shorts manipulated that price downwards, removing that entire gain, the squeeze still happened. Which, as I said, really gives me confidence that the current AMC price does not matter. The only 2 things that matter are squeeze or bankruptcy. Even though they manipulated the price of Volkswagen down and entirely removed that run up, Volkswagen did not go bankrupt, and that's why the squeeze was inevitable. And I really do think AMC is in that same position. AMC has been manipulated downwards, AMC has not gone bankrupt, and therefore the squeeze also is inevitable. And finally, Sal tweeted in perfect meme fashion and in very relevant meme fashion, the shorts are happy that they can climb the price down before conversion. Until they realise the apes are still not leaving. The fact they can climb the price down does not matter because, as I just said, that squeeze is still inevitable. But guys, be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always guys, be sure to ding that notification bell because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers.